I love when artists grit their teeth.
You created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song.
My intent from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back and you didn't see that grit, you didn't see that bite anymore.
It's not enough.
Do you have a favorite way to stay healthy and active?
Yeah, maybe some push-ups.
Top say drop, you better drop and give them 50.
That mob, not like Kendrick Lamar. I'ma do my stuff.
Drake, Kendrick's released 3 diss tracks aimed at you. Which ones hurt your feelings the most?
For you?
He's saying you've hit an 11-year-old daughter. Do you have any other kids we don't know about?
I do. 4.
4 kids. Is that a lot of child support?
I would say so, yes.
Kendrick's saying you're not black because you're Canadian. Do you still want to claim being black?
I actually, I'm proud to say that I don't really drop the B word like in person.
You've been accused of having a BBL, using Ozempic. Have you ever thought about just hitting the gym?
That's a valid point.
So you did get a nose job?
Yeah.
Drake, are you going to address the Predator allegations on the diss track at all?
No.
So who you think won?
The battle?
Yeah.
Right now, man, I'm gonna be honest. Kendrick, I don't like what Drake dropped last night because it wasn't bad, but I don't like the way it ended. He seemed like this the last one I'm doing. Like, can't end it when you just want to end it. You know, yo, man, it's all, I'm tired of doing this, that, and the third. And I just think that you shouldn't have ended it like that. You just gotta keep going. That's just my opinion right now. I'm not saying Drake ain't my bro or nothing, but I don't like the way he ended it, if that's the end for him, me personally. So I'm gonna go with Kendrick right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Kendrick as well. It seemed like whatever he started out doing, he picked up the speed, pause, and really did what he was supposed to do. I thought the record that he did, the last one that he did, was the one I thought he should have done a little bit earlier, but you know.
What was the shit you trying to say about Kendrick Lamar? You're the only rapper from Compton, from this, that.
Listen, you the new flex. If you watch Kobe Bryant, right, talk about Michael Jordan, and I'm just giving you an analogy. I've seen it. Kobe is never gonna say that Michael Jordan is better than me. He's gonna say that he's better than me, but in the Kobe way. But no man with children and a woman at home is gonna say another man is better than you at shit. I got the utmost love for Kendrick. I'm from Compton. I drove by Kendrick when I got on. Kendrick seen me in Compton like I seen niggas before me. The reason there's any type of little rift between me and Dot or Top, or if there is, if you thought that, it's because Drake is my friend. They go to war, then I gotta sit back like a fan of 2 people.
Another point worth mentioning, right, is the fact that in business, in education, whatever field of life you find yourself in, right, it is very important to choose your battles, pick your battles wisely. And one of the things I thought about post-beef when I looked at the pop culture, elements that we can incorporate into our own social life, right? I was thinking about the fact that if Drake had decided not to respond, people would have probably clowned him and said, oh, he's a P word for not wanting to respond or go back and forth with Kendrick Lamar, right? But that would have saved him so much. That pain and the stress and all this lawsuit and all of this court case and all that, if he had just decided to not do anything at all and just be quiet and just not respond, he would have been fine. But because he responded to that, he ended up giving his competitor his biggest year ever. And his competitor is now one of the most sought after artists in the world, because he decided to engage. And sometimes we will face people, we'll have people that will say nasty things to us, we'll have people that will say crazy things to us, and we don't engage. We don't engage. We just let them be. We just let them say whatever they want to say, right? That's what it is, right? You can't control what people are going to say about you or what people are going to say to you. You're not in control of that. However, what you're in control of is how you respond to that situation. How are you going to respond to that situation? How are you going to respond to the crazy things, the crazy narratives that are going to be said about you.
The 2025 Grammys weren't supposed to be dangerous. They were supposed to be polished, predictable, safe. Just another night where celebrities smile for cameras, collect trophies, and pretend the music industry isn't full of tension underneath the surface. But instead, that night turned into ground zero for one of the most explosive hip-hop moments in modern history. Because Kendrick Lamar didn't just win awards, he won a war. And while the crowd was chanting lyrics that sounded more like accusations than music, a strange video surfaced online. A clip that claimed to show something nobody ever expected to happen. Drake, Kendrick Lamar, face to face. And what it revealed sent the entire internet into chaos. But the truth behind that video was even darker than the rumor itself. And it says everything about where hip-hop is headed now. February 2nd, 2025. Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. The 67th Annual Grammy Awards. On paper, it looked normal. But the second Kendrick Lamar walked into that building, the energy shifted. He came in with 7 nominations and walked out with 5 wins, all tied to one song, Not Like Us, a diss track so massive, so culturally unavoidable that it wasn't even just a rap song anymore. It was a national event, and the crowd inside that arena, they didn't just listen, they chanted, thousands of voices yelling lyrics aimed directly at Drake. Lines that weren't playful, they weren't competitive, they sounded like serious allegations, the kind of lyrics that don't fade away after the beat stops. And the Recording Academy seemed to realize, in real time, how messy this moment really was. Because later, when official Grammy clips hit YouTube, the crowd audio was mysteriously edited down, like someone was trying to erase what happened, like they wanted to sanitize the night before it turned into a legal disaster. Kendrick Lamar stood up there calm, almost amused, wearing denim from head to toe, a full Canadian tuxedo. And anyone paying attention knew that wasn't random. That was a calculated jab at Drake's identity, a silent way of saying, "You're not really from here." Even Trevor Noah couldn't ignore the elephant in the room. He joked from the stage that he thought about roasting Kendrick Lamar, then remembered what Kendrick Lamar can do to light-skinned men from other countries. The arena exploded in laughter. Kendrick Lamar smiled. Drake was nowhere in the building. No seat, no appearance, no applause, just absence. And that absence spoke louder than any speech. But the real chaos didn't start inside the arena. It started after. Within hours of the ceremony ending, a video began spreading online like wildfire. Grainy, shaky, clearly filmed off a phone. 2 men in a heated confrontation. One looked like Drake, the other looked like Kendrick Lamar, and the audio caught someone yelling something dramatic, like it was about to turn physical. The clip was short, messy, perfect for social media. And once it hit Instagram stories and TikTok reposts, it exploded. YouTube channels rushed to upload it with insane titles. Drake and Kendrick fight backstage. Shocking Grammys altercation leaked. Comment sections turned into war zones overnight. Fans slowed it down frame by frame. People claimed they recognized the background. Others swore they could hear security yelling. And suddenly, the internet became convinced this beef had finally left the booth. Because let's be honest, after the year these two had, it didn't feel impossible. But something about the footage felt off. And the deeper people looked, the stranger it got. Here's the reality. That clip was fake. Not unconfirmed, not maybe, fake. A deep fake. A face swap. An edited scene designed to look real enough to fool people for clicks. And once you notice the details, it becomes obvious. The dialogue sounded scripted. The timing felt theatrical. The lighting didn't match what you'd expect backstage at the Grammys. And the biggest giveaway? Not a single legitimate outlet touched it. TMZ had nothing. Billboard had nothing. Complex had nothing. Rolling Stone, silent. And TMZ doesn't miss celebrity chaos. If Drake and Kendrick had actually thrown hands in LA, that would have been everywhere within minutes. But there was nothing, just internet noise. Which raises the real question, why did so many people believe it so fast? And the answer is simple. Because this feud stopped being about music a long time ago. It became an information war. And fake reality has been part of it from the beginning. To understand why this spread so quickly, you have to understand the history. This wasn't some random 2024 argument. This tension goes back over a decade. It started in 2013. Kendrick jumped on Big Sean's control and called out Drake and basically everyone else. Not sneakily, directly. A warning shot. Drake brushed it off publicly, but the competitive energy never disappeared. They collaborated. They smiled for cameras, but underneath it, something simmered. Then stories started surfacing over the years, like the claim that in 2016, Drake and Kendrick nearly got into it during a Sports Nation taping. No footage ever emerged, no proof, just whispers, and hip-hop runs on whispers. The shot stayed subliminal for years. Drake became the biggest rapper alive commercially. Kendrick became the critics' favorite, the Pulitzer winner. Two completely different kinds of power, and the industry spent years pretending both could coexist peacefully. Until 2024 happened, and everything detonated. March 2024, Future and Metro Boomin drop like that. And Kendrick delivers the line that lit the entire genre on fire. Forget the big three, it's just Big Me. No diplomacy, no room for interpretation. That verse was a declaration of war. Drake responded fast. Push-ups, tailor-made freestyle, and then things got weird because Drake used AI-generated voices, including Tupac. Let that sink in. A deceased legend, digitally resurrected to taunt Kendrick Lamar. Tupac's estate threatened legal action immediately. The track was pulled, but the damage was done. Kendrick came back swinging. Euphoria, 616 in LA. Then Meet the Grams. A track so personal it felt uncomfortable to even listen to. He went after Drake's family, his parents, his son, everything. And then, Not Like Us dropped. The nuclear bomb. The song that turned into an anthem, the one that dominated streaming, radio, award shows, culture. And suddenly, Drake wasn't just losing a rap battle. He was losing control of the narrative entirely. But the beef entered a new era at that moment. Because now, truth didn't even matter anymore. This feud happened at the worst possible time. Because music isn't just music anymore. We're in the deep fake era. The era where you can generate a voice, a face, a moment, and make it look real enough to spread before anyone can fact check. Hip-hop was the perfect environment for this, because rap has always played with persona, exaggeration, performance. Then AI entered the chat. In 2023, the fake Drake and Weeknd song Heart on My Sleeve went viral. Millions of streams, removed instantly. Drake himself called it disturbing, like someone was stealing his identity. And yet, less than a year later, he weaponized the same technology against Kendrick, which made the entire situation even messier. Fans didn't know what was real. AI tracks popped up constantly. Fake Kendrick songs, parodies, edits, even jokes became evidence. So when the fake fight footage surfaced after the Grammys, people were already trained to believe anything. Reality was optional. Virality was everything, and the internet didn't care if it was true. It only cared if it was entertaining. But Kendrick wasn't done. He turned the victory into a public spectacle. 1 week after the Grammys, Kendrick took the biggest stage on earth. Super Bowl halftime, over 100 million people watching. And he closed with Not Like Us, smiling straight into the camera like a final message. This wasn't just a diss track anymore, it was a victory lap broadcast to the world. And fans noticed something else. Cameos, symbolism, people tied to Drake's past appearing during the performance. It felt coordinated, intentional, almost like Kendrick was saying, "This is bigger than rap." Drake didn't respond musically. Instead, the courtroom entered the chat. By late 2024, Drake filed legal action against Universal Music Group, claiming they inflated streams, boosted Not Like Us artificially, and allowed defamation to spread. UMG denied everything, but now the beef wasn't just lyrical, it was legal, corporate, permanent. And that's when the story stopped being entertaining and started feeling uncomfortable. Here's what nobody wants to admit. No punches were ever thrown. That viral fight clip was a hoax, a content farm moment, a deepfake designed for clicks. But the damage was real, because the accusations in these songs, they don't disappear. They live forever online. Family members were dragged into it. Children became topics. Serious allegations became memes. And in the deepfake era, even fake moments feel real enough to stain reputations. That's the scariest part. Not that Kendrick and Drake almost fought, but that millions of people believed they did. Because reality has become secondary to engagement. And hip-hop is now fighting two wars at once. One with diss tracks, and one with the internet itself. The hidden fight footage was never real. But the culture that created it, very real. And the next time a clip like that surfaces, it might not be so easy to dismiss. Because in this era, the most dangerous weapon in rap isn't a lyric. It's the algorithm. That's it for this story. But trust me, this rivalry is far from finished. Because when reputations collapse on the biggest stage, the internet always demands a sequel. And what happens next could be even crazier.